All right, Trevor, now we have the second story.
Okay.
Now, when I met with Ella, we decided not to record the audio of it for personal reasons that Ella had.
Okay.
But she said I was more than welcome to share the story. We actually sat down for over an hour.
Oh, wow.
And she was telling me everything she's been through. So I'm going to do my best here to give you the highlights of the story.
Okay.
And try not to miss anything that's really key.
Okay.
But bear with me as we go through.
Yeah.
So everything started with a pimple on her chin.
Okay.
So it was summer of 2017, and she was really stressed out at that time in her personal life. So she just thought, oh, it's just because of the stress. But it wouldn't go away. So eventually she was like, I need to see a dermatologist.
Yeah.
So she got a referral to a dermatologist, and they went in, and they basically, and I don't want to get too graphic because I think this is rated G, but basically they worked to remove it, and they scrape away layers and layers and layers.
Yeah, yeah.
They did as much as they could, and were basically at her bone. Like, she had a hole in her chin.
Wow.
And so they said, we're going to have to do a second surgery to make sure we get everything. And there's, I can't remember the term at this moment, but basically, like,
Margins?
the area, the margin. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So she went in, she had the second surgery, they removed it and did the margins, and she was told that she was cancer-free. Awesome.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But she still had pain. And it kept just pain in her, like, this is all in her jaw and her chin area.
Okay,
so she still had that pain, and she kept saying to the doctors, I still have pain, I still have pain. And of course, if you've had surgery like that, one expects to have a certain amount of healing pain.
For sure, yeah.
But it kept persisting. And one thing that was interesting, Ella was totally advocating for herself. When she was sharing her story with me, you can tell that she pushed back and said, you know what, this isn't quite right.
Yeah.
No, there's still more pain here that doesn't seem normal. And I think that's such a huge lesson and reminder that you have to advocate for yourself.
Yeah.
And be honest about what's normal and what's not, right?
For sure, yeah.
So she kept advocating for herself. And eventually they did a second CT scan. So they had done one to make sure the cancer was gone. She got another CT, and they said the cancer is back and is in her jaw.
Oh.
So she had a surgery. This is intense. They removed a chunk of her jaw, all of her bottom teeth on the one side. They grafted bone from her leg, from her tibia, I believe. It was her lower leg, to build a new jaw. This was cool. I don't know if everyone will think this is cool, but she had a tattoo on her lower leg, like on her ankle. And because they used the muscle and the bone when they created the jaw, you can actually see the tattoo inside her mouth.
What?
That was on her leg. Wow. I think that's so cool. I'm sure some people are like puking in their mouths right now, but I think that's just incredible medical science that we have.
Yeah.
And then they also grafted skin from her arm to rebuild her jaw on the outside.
Wow.
So she gets the surgery. She's cancer-free. Awesome. Then she starts losing her hearing and is on a ton of pain meds. And when I was there, she actually showed me, she had to take her medication at one point, and she said, this is like a third of what I was taking. Like, you know how if you take Tylenol for a headache or something, you're like, God, I don't want to take too many. Like, you take one because that's what the bottle says.
Yeah.
She was taking like 4 of those on top of narcotic type medications, which she didn't even want to take originally because they can be addictive. And she's like, I don't want to go down that path. But they were like, no, we will make sure that you don't become addicted to this and all that kind of stuff. But like, the woman was on a serious amount of pain medication.
Wow.
So, they did another CT after they, like, because she had lost her hearing and this pain was persisting, and they told her the cancer's back.
What?
And now it's in her brain. So they also told her it's not operable. Because with the previous cancer, she had done radiation. So the radiation had killed it at the time, but obviously didn't kill it completely if it came back. So the theory is radiation won't work a second time because it didn't work the first time. Otherwise, it would have killed it all. But it didn't.
Yeah.
It's still, some of the cells persisted, obviously. And again, that's very rudimentary medical understanding of the situation. So she spoke with another doctor because she was told, you have less than a year to live.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine? The third time you're told you have cancer and they say less than a year to live. From what she told me, again, I won't get into the details of it, but the way the message was delivered was not the best either. So, I mean, that was just traumatic alone.
Yeah.
So she went to another doctor and they have a trial medication. So she's like, yep, I'll try anything. If it's not operable and radiation won't work, sure.
Yeah.
I asked her how it was going. She said, my hearing has come back.
Oh, wow.
Her pain is way less. And that's when she was showing me the meds and saying, I was taking like almost triple this.
Yeah.
And it was considerably less than what she was. And she had a CT scan at the end of August.
Yep.
She was getting the results the day after I met with her. I ran into her son, and I said, how is your mom? And he said, I said, what did the scan say? And he said it had reduced by 2 millimeters and maybe it's 3 or 4, something like that. The point is it had reduced in size. So the meds are working.
Wow.
Which is, and when she told me her hearing was back, I thought, well, it would make sense to me that if there was a mass of some kind and you lost your hearing, it must have been pushing on something,
and
right?
Your nerve, like
So if you get your hearing back, it must not be pushing on that anymore. So when she told me that, personally, I was very optimistic.
Wow.
Obviously, I'm not a medical professional, but I was still optimistic. And the fact that she's on so much fewer pain meds. But so it was very positive results from the CT scan this September. I'm assuming, I haven't spoken to her since, but I'm assuming the plan would be to continue on this medication and hopefully continue to reduce it and get rid of it. But but like all these surgeries, and this was within the last 2 years. Like, I mean, and the surgeries didn't start until 2018, early 2018. So a year and a half of surgery recovery, you're cancer free. Oh, it's back. Surgery recovery, you're cancer. Oh, it's back.
Yeah. The roller coaster of like, that's just, nobody should have to go through something like that.
And she also has a latex allergy.
Oh, wow.
Which, when you're in the hospital for 3 surgeries.
Oh, wow.
And there was some challenges with that as well. Again, I won't go into the details of it, but the point is, she's dealing with a lot.
Yeah.
She's dealing with a lot. So, but so brave. So brave. And
Well, you know, and while you're telling that story, like just the so brave part, like when you were saying about, you know, taking bone and skin grafts and like just how terrifying that would be. To be told that that's what they're gonna do. Like, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Like I would be. I don't know how people are brave enough to say, yeah, let's, like, I guess when you're faced with the alternative, but it's just terrifying.
And then it's more like now you're recovering because you have an incision on your leg and you have, and the thing is, when they skin graft, it's like a square or a rectangle or whatever.
And it's painful. Like from what I know about skin grafts, which isn't much.
A couple of medical professionals here.
But it's like I think it's like really, really painful after like
of course it would
the
be
part where they've grafted off. It's, and just you know, like infections and all the things that like, you have to be careful. Like it's amazing how people are brave enough to do that stuff and to go through that. So the package that we brought for her, Summerhill Florist did their bouquet of flowers for her. Awesome.
At Dawn Massage had donated 2 one-hour massages because this woman is incredibly stressed out as well as one would be. Refurbished Group and Dan and Carolyn Wiersma each gave a $100 gift card for an online store, which was fantastic. An anonymous donor gave a $65 gift card for clothing. Then the 200 Club added another $200 for clothing.
Cool.
This was important because through this journey, she has lost 53 pounds.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, you have a scar on your arm, scar on your leg, scars on your face. That alone can make a person extremely self-conscious. And then none of your clothes fit because you've lost over 50 pounds.
Yeah.
So sometimes people might wonder, is clothing really... Yeah, it is.
Well,
because
it makes you feel better too,
exactly.
right? Yeah.
Incredibly important. SVB Events gave $200 for gas, which in and out of Calgary lots. Oranj Fitness gave $200 for groceries. And David Bowman Painting donated $500 cash for whatever she might need.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, I mean, and she was so incredibly grateful and appreciative of the support in the community. And yeah, she's just one day at a time braving the steps forward.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's goes back to that same, you just never know, right? You
Exactly.
Just think you have a pimple on your chin and
yeah.
Whew, that's tough to hear.
Yeah, she was amazing. So was her son, and I just wish that family all the best, and really hope that this child drug.
Yeah, let's hope,
is
and I'd love to hear, a month from now, 2 months from now, like how things are going.
Yeah.
Crazy cool that there was a trial drug too. Like again, that roller coaster being told there's no other option.
Right.
And then all of a sudden there is an option, and so wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What people have to go through is amazing. Like just wow.